Good evening and welcome to our coverage of the National Basketball League competition. In tonight's match, the West End 36ers meet the youngsters of the league when they line up against the Hobart Devils. The 36ers started the 86 season in fine style last week with a convincing win over the Sydney Supersonics. 36ers captain Bill Jones dominated that game with a personal all-time high of 30 points, 7 rebounds and many awesome blocking manoeuvres. Jones should continue his fine form tonight, and that could spell trouble for the Hobart Devils. Following their good performance against the powerful Canberra Cannons last week, the Devils were hoping to do well with their recent recruited masterpiece from the United States, Steve Cafino. Unfortunately, Steve was injured in last week's match against Perth and won't be able to add his leadership qualities and skill in tonight's game. Star player for the 36ers, Al Green, is rapidly reaching his devastating form of last season and should provide some dazzling displays in tonight's game. Let's now take you to Apollo. Your commentators are Andrew Kay and Lynn Parnell.
And for the Hobart Devils, it's Jerry Dennard in the tip with Bill Jones, the star of last week's game for the 36ers against the Supersonics. But it's the Hobart Devils into offence. Stanwix with the ball, guarded by Green. They run into their offensive movement. Cut away through the middle. Looking for the inside pass. Underneath goes Akers. Up for the shot, and it's good. So it's first blood to the Hobart Devils, who lead 2-0. Inside to Davis. He'll spin. Up on the glass. 2 points. And Davis is just so strong.
Mark Davis already showing the good form he showed last week. He's recovering well from that injury now, and he's starting to come good. The season's only 2 weeks old.
Bill Jones there guarding Shields with the headgear, as the defence for the 36ers looks pretty tight. Looking to throw it inside to Shields. He sets the screen. No shot, but a pass underneath, and that's a beautiful pass to Stanwix, and he missed a shot, and the Sixers are into a fast break offence inside to Davis, back to Mackay, but a lovely block shot, and that was great defence there as Jerry Dannard, who used to play in the local competition here, Andrew, came through, blocked the shot.
Yeah, good play there by Hobart, but we could see some big scoring here tonight. Bad news for Hobart yesterday. They lost Steve Carfino in the game against Perth, and he's sitting on the bench. He was rumoured to be probably the best recruit in Australia for quite some time, as we see Al Green now trying to set it up for the 36ers. And if they get their act together, as Jones takes the shot and misses, if the 36ers get their act together tonight, we should see some very, very heavy scoring.
This could be a big scoring game for the 36ers. Lovely shot there from the foul line. It goes astray, but a great rebound there by Dennard. He's the guy that just blocked the shot at the other end. So Dennard could look to have a big influence for the Hobart Devils. As Green drives all the way, but good defence by Dennard. And Green takes him on the baseline, goes all the way and's fouled.
Well, the Hobart Devils have to be fairly careful here tonight, as you see where Green does drive into the basket and just gets the slap there. But Hobart have to be extremely careful that they don't fall into foul trouble early. They've only got 3 players on the bench. As we said, Carfino's not playing. Al Green makes the first, and that is the real danger of this game tonight. If they start getting into foul trouble early, then they're going to get massacred.
And Green is just so strong as he drives down to the low post. And he'll pick up a lot of fouls as he beats his own defensive man, and the Hobart team come in to help out. So the ball's disappeared, and the 36ers extend their defence as the ball is passed into Akers, and now Peter Mann brings the ball down the court, hotly pressured by Darryl Pearce, the Iceman. Green picking up Stanwix, and they're not making much penetration. There's a shot by Dennard, blocked by Bill Jones. The fast break's on. Here goes Davis. Bad pass then by Green. Davis not able to control it. So it's the Hobart Devils into offence. Peter Mann with the ball. He'll throw the ball there, looking to go inside there, and the shot was there if he wanted it, was Dennard, but he passed it up. Now he looks for it, off of hands. Green's off on the fast break, but the foul's been called. It's a holding foul on Peter Stanwix. Green really looking to get away on that fast break, Andrew.
Yeah, probably not a good foul there from Brennan Stanwix. I mean, he should have just given away the 2 points. As we said earlier, Hobart just can't afford to get into foul trouble early. They just haven't got the bench strength. Mackay takes the shot, misses, rebound up from Davis just off the backboard, and the 36ers regain control.
Shields thought that the ball came off of the 36ers' hands, but the referee said otherwise. Green to Pearce, up for the 2-point shot. No, it's a 3-point shot. Not good. Great rebound, but bad outlet pass. And Pearce goes all the way again. Throws the ball out to Green, and we're not shooting, or the 36ers are not shooting all that well, Andrew.
No, not shooting at all well. They've had some very easy shots, very little pressure put on them so far by the Devils. They're not moving the ball around. They are a little better now, as Pearce this time makes the point, and that gives Adelaide, the West End 36ers, the lead for the first time tonight. They lead 5 points to 4.
And the Hobart team are in a zone defence. It looks like a 3-2 zone. It's a brave team that plays a zone defence against the 36ers because they're so good with their outside shooting.
Well, then it's certainly not the worst team in the league in the pre-season competition. Oh, lovely shot there from Peter Mann, makes a 3-pointer. As I was saying, they're not the worst team in the season. They took the Canberra Cannons to a 3-point game in a pre-season game, and that's no mean feat. Canberra, a very strong side, as Bill Jones tries to tap in, and unfortunately the foul is called on the Hobart Devils.
Yeah, Bill Jones, looking very much more an offensive player this season, reached out with a finger roll, and by extending his arm out towards the basket, not only does he get closer to the ring, but the opportunity for the foul to be drawn is also there. So Billy Jones would have been disappointed to miss the finger roll, but he's on the line.
And Hobart have called a substitution now, as Paul Simpson comes into the game. Number 5, Paul Simpson into the game, and Murray Shields goes out. As Jones misses the first. The crowd not really had much to shout about so far this evening. It's Jones again from the foul line and makes the second, and the West End 36ers tie the ball game now at 7-all.
Oh, good defence, Mike Mackay, but great offensive movement there. Unfortunately, the shot was missed. Peter Mann with a strong rebound, but Jeff Akers took the spin on the 36ers player, missed the shot, but good pickup there by Peter Mann. Good play from the Hobart Devils. There's the screen from Davis, the give and go. He'll go all the way. Bad shot by Davis. Should have made that one. Could have made a nice easy shot off the glass. Elected to take the hookie and missed the shot as a result. And travel's been called. So it's the 36ers calling a timeout, and Ken Cole will talk to his players.
Only one way to play the game, and that's to play their hearts out. Every game's one step closer to the national finals. And this year, look out, because here come the 36ers. The West End 36ers. Come and see them in action at Apollo Stadium.
So the 36ers not happy with their offensive movement, only shooting 25% from the floor. The Hobart team mixing up their defence, man-to-man and zone. Mike Mackay just picked up for a blocking foul away from the play. And that poor shooting percentage for the 36ers at 25% is largely due to the fact that they're not working the ball around in offence as they should have been. As down the floor come the Hobart Devils through Stanwicks. Ball's there with Mann. He's looking to throw it inside. Good defence by Davis. Pushes that player right away from the low post position. Up for the shot, and it's good. And Jerry Dennard is looking a threat for the Hobart Devils.
Already Hobart have looked fairly good tonight, Lynn. Another bad pass there from Darryl Pearce into Davis. The long pass comes down from Hobart, goes straight to Jeff Akers. He turns, drives, shoots, misses. The rebound to Pearce, out to Mackay. And the 36ers back into attack as Al Green goes up with a hook shot. Misses. A lovely rebound to Green. Oh, that's a tremendous play, and that's the first time tonight we've seen this crowd come alive.
That's a beautiful move from Al Green. Chased in after that offensive rebound, and he works very hard under the boards for a small man. There's a bad shot is taken there by Peter Mann, and the 36ers will settle down. They should be running their offense and starting to create, get a man free. As Green does a nice move and throws the ball back to Mike Mackay. And that's good effort from Al Green. He took the drive and took Mike Mackay's defensive man with him, threw the ball out to Mike Mackay, who was free for the shot.
Now it's Brennan Stanwicks with the ball, gives it back to Peter Mann, who's played quite well early in this game. He passes off to Dennard, and Dennard makes the 2 points. So Hobart staying with the 36ers. They're in fact leading now 13-11.
So it's into offense. Mike Mackay, Darryl Pearce comes off the screen, goes up for a 3-pointer, is fouled. And that was probably a silly foul there by Stanwicks. He didn't really have to hit like Daryl Pearce, because Daryl wasn't really balanced for that shot. He was determined to take that shot. But anyway, the foul's being called, and Daryl Pearce on the line.
3 to make 3.
Pearce with the first, and makes it a 1-point ball game. The West End 36ers 12, Hobart Devils 13. Daryl Pearce misses with his second and has one more opportunity. Both teams 4 rebounds now for the match as Pearce puts up the second and makes it, and the ball game is tied.
So it's the Devils doing very well against this 36ers defence. Mike Mackay pressuring Jeff Akers there. Throws the ball out to Dennard in the high post. Stanwicks with the ball. Backs off to Dennard. He'll drive all the way. Lovely handoff. Beautiful 2-on-1 give and go on that baseline as Paul Simpson just rolled underneath, and Dennard did very well to hand the ball off to his teammate under the basket.
The Devils really are taking this game right up to the 36ers. Certainly they don't have the big name players that Adelaide has, and there's a lovely pass from Pearce through to Davis. Davis makes no mistake. Excellent play, Adelaide.
And that's what the 36ers will look to do. Davis sets that strong screen and then rolls off to the basket for his guard at the top. So it's Stanwicks. The foul's being called, a hands foul on Daryl Pearce. And Stanwicks and Mann, the guards for the Hobart Devils, doing a good job for their team at the top, controlling the offensive movement for the Hobart Devils. And they're doing a good job because they're getting such a high percentage of their shots. They're shooting 60% from the floor, and it's from the controlled offense. As Raymond Wood, the smallest player on the court, comes in for the 36ers, replacing Daryl Pearce. Ball goes inside. They were looking to throw it in there to Jeff Akers, but it's gone astray, and the 36ers will bring it in underneath.
And Green passes off to Wood. Wood in the game early tonight. Gives it to Mackay. Davis sets the screen, and Mackay goes up with the ball. Misses. Bill Jones, a big rebound. Misses. Tap misses. And good play, Hobart, as Paul Simpson comes out with the ball. His first touch for the night. And it eventually is taken down court by Stanwicks. Brennan Stanwicks. His brother also plays for this side, Warren Stanwicks, on the bench at the moment. Peter Mann makes the shot. Not successful as Al Green moves. The chance of a fast break there, but good defence there by Peter Mann, and he just knocks the ball out of court. The West End 36ers will retain possession.
Mike Mackay throws the ball inside to Jones, spins off the glass. Nicely banked shot. Bill Jones very strong in the low post. That's a good move off the out-of-bounds play.
Just as we saw last week, Bill Jones this season a lot more offensive about his play. Last year did some great work defensively, but as he said to me on Monday, well, the ball's coming my way, I'm going to put it in the basket. As Jeff Akers now passes out. Bad shot there. Al Green loses possession to Davis. Ray Wood with the shot now, and he misses. So the 36ers not really shooting all that high percentage tonight, Lynn.
No, neither team playing with a great deal of confidence, apart from Jerry Dennard, and Jerry Dennard is really keeping Hobart in the game and doing a really good job for the Hobart team. But for some reason the shooting percentages are down. Adelaide shooting 40% from the floor and the Hobart Devils 50%. And there's that give and go again as Davis goes all the way. Charging fouls being called, and Davis probably should have just propped and made the shot.
Yeah, Ray Wood gave him the good pass, and he really shouldn't have gone all the way there. You could see he just crashed into his opponent, and the charging foul called on Mark Davis.
Substitution as Peter Aloi comes in for the first time tonight, replacing Mike Mackay. And so it's a very slow opening for the West End 36ers, who traditionally have been very strong in their opening, as Peter Mann, good effort, good hustle, Peter Mann misses the shot, and Raymond Wood comes along with the ball. There's no fast break, so they'll throw the ball back out to the top, underneath to Davis. Davis will spin. He goes one-on-one against Jerry Dennard and makes a strong basket.
And once again there you see the strength of Davis. When he crashed into Dennard, he just held the ball up there for that fraction of a second long, still had perfect control and just put it away for 2 points.
Yes, really likes to bank the ball off the boards or off the glass. So Stanwicks goes all the way. Good help, Bill Jones. Al Green threw out the hand and the foul's been called. Not good defence there by our Green, using the arm rather than the feet. Ken Cole substituting freely as our Green goes out for a spell and David Spear comes into the game.
Not the sort of start we would have expected from the 36ers. Perhaps they're taking it just a little easy at the moment. I'm not saying they're underestimating Hobart, but they're not really pushing themselves. And there's a holding foul.
And I think that's Brennan Stanwick that'll go to the line, fouled while shooting. Another substitution. Dwayne Nelson comes in replacing Bill Jones.
Yes, number 20, Dwayne Nelson. He only got a small amount of court time last week and not really enough time to get his confidence going. It'll be good to see him get some extra time tonight, Lynn, and see just how, as he gets a touch of the ball immediately and pulls down a big rebound. Well, I'd like to see Dwayne Nelson, just see how he goes. He hasn't had a lot of court time. Spear now off to Allied, to Wood. Nelson calling for it in the key. 3 seconds called against the West End 36ers.
Dwayne Nelson.
Still haven't got their game together yet. There's now Peter Mann, who's played very well so far this evening, but being pressured there by Ray Wood. Pass goes in now to Jeff Akers. He's looking to dummy. Out to Stanwick. Stanwick's looking to go all the way. The pass out now. And good defence there by the West End 36ers.
That was good defence. Hobart did everything right in offence, and the Sixers' defence was very good. They just couldn't create an open man. So off the screen comes Raymond Wood. There's the give and go, and Davis goes all the way, makes no mistake that time.
Well, that's the second time we've seen Ray Wood just palm off that lovely pass into Davis when he was within 3 feet of the basket, and they really shouldn't miss those shots, and Davis didn't let him down.
So with 1 minute 50 seconds to go, it's the West End 36ers 21 leading the Hobart Devils 17 as Denard almost loses possession with the ball. Stanwick's with the head down, and the foul has been called, a hands foul on David Spear. So Stanwick has the ball from the... Oh no, they're in bonus. In bonus. So Stanwick will go to the line.
David Spear might have been just a fraction unlucky there, Lynn. Really didn't seem to do a whole lot in what's become... I suppose it's still a non-contact sport, but it's fairly physical these days. It's Nelson, another rebound. That's 2 so far, and he's playing all right so far. Pass out to Davis. He gives it back to Spear. Spear looking to set it up. Davis goes for a 3-pointer and misses. And the ball comes down to Jeff Akers now, and he'll bring the ball down. 6'8", Jeff Akers. Or if you're a youngster, 205 centimetres. Goes for the long shot, Akers, and he misses also. Wood fighting for possession with Simpson. And unfortunately, it's off Wood. And a timeout called by Hobart.
Timeout, Hobart.
Let's try, when they go to this side of the court, let's be talking and let's be getting some offside help. They look like they're just isolating out there, and the guy's walking in shooting the layup. Let's call the pick. The guy who's guarding the man is pick and call it.
You got a heads though.
You got a heads. And let's down there flat out and look to just release back down the floor and get the ball if they run that press. Right, you still get down the wing, and Peter's the release player back with David. Hey, just run your stuff. Dwayne's over here in the Peter's position. Pete's outside in 2 on the line in the 4 spot. Davey has 2. Run it through. Get the nice shots. Good scrap on the defense. We've just got to make it. We're getting a lot of easy stuff down here. It'll come to us. All of a sudden it'll come in a rush. But keep up the defense. It's excellent, okay? Keep up the defense. Go, man.
Please do not walk in front of the score benches and the players' benches, please.
Jeff Akers inbounding the ball there to Peter Mann. Stanwicks takes the drive, guarded by Spear, and the foul is called on Spear. And referee Greg Love says Spear threw out the hip. Well, that's just a one-on-one down the line, as I saw it. But referee Greg Love saying that there was a foul. And Brendan Stanwicks from the foul line makes the first shot to take his team along to 18, trailing the 36ers 21 with just over a minute to play.
Stanwicks has been a good player so far for the Devils tonight, Lynn. done a lot of good work around the courts. The Spear now, he's picked up 2 early fouls. The ball comes to Nelson, to Wood. Wood goes for the three-pointer and misses. Good rebound there by Jerry Dennard, also played well so far tonight. Peter Mann with the ball now, gets past Ray Wood, but Wood, lovely work, gets it, loses it, and the big pass in there to Jerry Dennard makes no mistake, and that's good play, Hobart.
Yeah, good play, Hobart. Let's have a look at the Hobart defence here. Coach David Adkins was pointing out the screen and give and go option that was happening from the top, and saying to his teammates that they've got to talk up the defence to stop that play getting the ball free underneath the basket. So we'll just see how good that defence is. Raymond Wood, here's the screen from Dwayne Nelson, who rolls off, and good defence there to stop the drive all the way through. And Paul Simpson not only did a good job on defence, but pulled down the defensive rebound.
Once again, Stanwicks over to Mann. Jeff Akers with the ball now, puts it straight up in the air, but misses. Big rebound to Davis. And that's quarter time, and the scores: West End 36ers 21, Hobart Devils 21.
First quarter, where we saw lots of errors, turnovers. Adelaide 4, Hobart 5, and both teams shooting very low percentages. Hobart shooting 45%, Adelaide shooting 38%. We see the West End 36ers running into offence. David Spear. And that's nearly a bad pass, but pulled in well by Raymond Wood. And a charging foul called by Greg Love as Dwayne Nelson spun.
Dwayne Nelson very unlucky there. Ray Wood, the lovely pass. All Dwayne Nelson did was bend over for the ball and came up. And the foul called there by Greg Love. Nelson extremely unlucky.
So it's Hobart into offence. Warren Stanwicks for the first time on the floor.
Gee, Lynn, the umpire's fairly ticky-touch tonight. Both Ian Turner and Greg Love calling plenty of fouls. I see a blank look on your face. It looks as though you don't want to make any comment on that.
Well, certainly a little bit different to what we've been used to over the last season or two. But it's Warren Stanwicks. Throws the ball inside there to Dennard. Up he goes for he was going for the shot. The defence did a good job. So he tried to change the shot and make a pass, but there was no one there to pass it to.
Spear now to Ally, back to Spear. Davis at the top of the key. 36 is just not looking overly confident at the moment. Messing around a little with the ball. But probably, if they make a few good baskets, Spear, the opening is there, and he makes the basket, and that's good for David Spear. If he can get his confidence up, he'll improve as the game goes on. Now it's Warren Stanwicks with the ball for Hobart. Gives off to his brother Brennan. Dennard made the break inside, but he chooses Paul Simpson instead. And another foul.
Now I can't believe that foul. Mark Davis came straight over the top, and he was just so far above the ball as Paul Simpson put the shot up. He actually shot the ball into Mark Davis's hand. So there was no way that there was any hand contact there.
Paul Simpson makes the first shot. And Hobart just a point behind now, and they're taking it right up to the West End 36ers. Simpson misses with the second. Davis the rebound.
And I think the Hobart team mixing up their defence is unsettling the 36ers, who can't really get into any offensive movement. This time they're in a man-to-man defence. Mark Davis throws it out to Peter Alai for the two-point shot. Previous time down the floor they were in a 1-3-1 zone. And each time the 36ers come into offence, they have to really find out what sort of defence is there before they can start running and creating to get somebody free for the shot. As Jeff Akers picks up the cross-court pass, he's looking to spin for a turnaround jump shot, throws it out to Stanwicks. Stanwicks hotly guarded back inside to Akers. A bad pass, but Akers does well to recover and drives all the way and goes over the top of Dwayne Nelson and makes a very strong 2 points.
And Hobart playing extremely well as one unit tonight. Lynn, we saw the Supersonics last week play as individual. Oh, lovely pass there from Davis. An unbelievable foul again called on Ray Wood for charging. I don't believe that call, Lynn.
That is just a bad call. Lovely give and go as Ray Wood went all the way. Ray Wood took off for the layup and was in the air before the defensive player got anywhere near position. But the spectacular charge foul was called by the referee in Ian Turner.
Stanwicks with the ball. Wood the chance for the steal, but just slips. And the pass back call. And once again, Ken Cole standing up. Greg Love has called a foul.
That is just an unbelievable call. The Hobart player obviously took the ball back across the centre line, and Greg Love has called a pushing foul.
I think Ian Turner there, the referee, we just saw him talk to Greg Love. I wonder whether they know what they are calling here. Ian Turner's gone to the bench to explain it to the bench. I'm sure they don't know. And I've seen some funny calls in my time, Lynn, but
Well, certainly the player was at least 4 feet away from the Hobart player in Warren Stanwicks. That was certainly a charity.
And the crowd justice, if you've ever seen it.
The crowd
Ray
pleased
Wood.
to see that.
And the 36ers get a call in their favour as Jeff Akers just got the tips of his fingers to the ball. And West End 36ers will take it from the sidelines. In fact, it'll be David Spear, who each week now seems to be getting more and more court time, which is good.
Yes, David Spear, prodigy, come up through the junior ranks here in South Australian basketball. Mark Davis. There's the cross-court pass to Spear. He'll throw the ball back out to Eli. And this zone gradually shrinking off as they throw the ball around. Eli with the offensive rebound, and they should run this offense again. You can see the 1-2-2 set up there, dropping back into a 3-2 zone. But against any zone, if you throw the ball around long enough, someone will get free for the shot. And Peter Eli is saying, let's get the offense working, try and create somebody free. Cross-court pass. As they keep working, that's a very strong zone by the Hobart Devils. Raymond Wood. Davis.
This will be the 4th attempt by the 36ers on this play. They've moved it around. They've missed 3 shots. The pass goes into Nelson, and he makes the basket. That's the first point that Dwayne Nelson has scored for the West End 36ers.
And Coach Ken Cole would be very happy with that offensive set up by the 36ers. They were patient, and they threw the ball around until they had created the opening for a good shot.
36ers leading by 5 points now as it's Stanwicks, this time Warren Stanwicks. But a bad pass there. He was looking for Jeff Akers, but well out of his reach, and a timeout called. With the ball, Allied to Green. A few substitutions now for the West End 36ers. Number 15, Green. Number 8, Ally. Number 14, Bill Jones. Number 4, Darryl Pearce, and number 23, Mark Davis. Ally to Green, to Pearce. Green looking for the pass, sees Davis on the other side. Unlucky there, but Jones the rebound. And exactly as we saw last week, Bill Jones, the 36ers captain, just pops the ball back into the net, and the West End 36ers lead 31-24.
So what a beautiful pass that was from Green, as almost a travel there from Jeff Akers, and makes a lovely shot from the top of the key. So that takes the Hobart team to 26, trailing the 36ers on 31, as the Iceman Darryl Pearce throws up a 3-pointer, which was almost tipped in by Bill Jones. So the 36ers trying to work out this Tasmanian defence. They have to determine whether it is the zone or the man-to-man. Have to be a little bit patient in their offensive movement. Bill Jones goes into the foul line. Green with the ball. Eli steps out. There's a 3-point attempt from Darryl Pearce. And that's when it's very unwise to play a zone defence when the 36ers guards are able to shoot and get free.
You're certainly right there, Lynn. If Darryl Pearce all of a sudden becomes on, then the Hobart Devils are going to be in all sorts of trouble. As Jeff Akers slips but keeps control, gives it out to Dennard, back to Akers. And Hobart really are playing extremely well. They're staying with the 36ers. They're only 6 points down at the moment as Green passes off to Pearce, and he'll come out again to the top of the key to set it up.
And it's a man-to-man defence this time. Eli out to Green. Green throws up the shot, which is an airy. Davis throws the ball back well. Peter Eli unaccustomed in the guard spot. And Darryl Pearce up for the 3-pointer, and it's good.
Once again, Darryl Pearce, that's 2 in a row for him. Funny, last week he scored about 30 points and everyone thought he had a quiet game. Once again, hasn't started in devastating style tonight, but certainly now is starting to make the basket. And another foul called by Greg Love.
Nice offensive move there by Jeff Akers. He beat his man at the top. Somebody came across to hurl power. He did the back turn and back straight into Bill Jones. And referee Greg Love has ruled that Bill Jones threw out an arm and a foul was called.
Ken Collick's not very happy at all with some of the calls going on here, as the 36ers really are picking up plenty of fouls. Davis 2, Spear 2, Jones 2, Ally 2. And there's plenty of this game yet to go.
And Jeff Akers makes the first of his free throws. And it's good, and Jeff Akers playing a great game for the Hobart Devils.
Hobart really playing well tonight. Mind you, it shows you how well the 36ers are playing, because they're leading by 7 points. Lovely work by Bill Jones. Oh, and a steal by Al Green. He's right on top but loses possession. Not impressed that he didn't have a foul called on him. As the ball now comes to Jerry Dennard. Pearce makes the rebound but loses control, and Hobart will have control.
Substitution by the Hobart team as Murray Shields in the headgear comes in replacing Jerry Dennard, and Jerry Dennard's done a good job offensively for the Hobart team apart from 4 turnovers.
Let's get nasty. Let's make this happen out here. Let's get control of the ball on the backboards. Play defense with our bodies. Fight through everything. Take the good stuff and chase it. There's plenty of fire and aggression out there. We're playing like we're playing against a team of Pussycats, and we're letting them get away with too much, and the referees are caning it. Get into it strong and play it aggressive and run them off. They're ready to fall over. Run these bastards off the floor. Come on. Let's look.
And with 5 minutes and 56 seconds until half-time, it's Jeff Akers taking the shot from outside, and it's good. And that takes the Hobart Devils to 32, trading the 36ers 39 in a very lacklustre performance from both teams. And after that timeout, I would expect the 36ers to really get hungry and get up hard on defence. Great rebound there by Al Green. Green says that the foul should have been called, as Greg Love just says no, the ball was tipped out. Mike Mackay will look to throw it in underneath.
Good play by Pelican then. Ball comes into Al Green. He goes back out the top of the key, stops and shoots and misses. And Pelican comes out with the rebound for Hobart. The ball comes out to Jeff Akers, probably Hobart's best player. Regains control and again goes for a dribble. This time tries to make the shot. Shields misses the rebound. Jones out. 2-on-1 here for 36ers. Oh, great play there from Peter Mann for Hobart. That should have been a gimme goal for Hobart, and in turn, another mistake. But Hobart regain control now. Jeff Akers passes off to Shield, blocked by Jones. Akers blocks the ball. Pelican gets the rebound and makes 2 points for Hobart. Good play by Hobart there. They persisted and they only trail by 5 points.
Mike Mackay, Green, Jones throws the ball underneath back to Mackay off the give and go. Shots off, and Davis attempts to pick the ball up. But a good effort there by Stanwicks as he runs into the fast break. It's a 3-on-2 if they want it. A foul's being called. And for the first time, Greg Love calls a charging foul against the Hobart Devils.
And the crowd go berserk. You can see Daryl Pearce just stands his ground and Stanwicks runs straight through him. And we haven't seen too many of those calls go in the 36ers' favour.
So at 39-34 in favour of the West End 36ers. And it's a man-to-man defence this time. The ball gets beautiful behind the back pass to Mackay as they set up the offence again.
Good play there by
Pearce cuts
Jones.
through underneath. Lovely pass. And Pearce makes a nice layup.
Well, we heard during the timeout that Ken Cole said, now let's run these blokes off the court. He was looking for more aggression, and hopefully for the Adelaide West End 36ers, we might start to see some of it now really come out as it's Shields with the ball. Gives it to Stanwicks. Mann picks it up just inside the baseline. Out to Stanwicks again, who drives, misses. The rebound to Jones, now to Davis, and out to Al Green. Al Green coming down the court on his own, but decides to set it up and gives it to Jones. and he waits for Mike Mackay.
Good play, our Green. The defence was there, so he threw it back. Let's be patient with the offence. Davis looks to spin. Good defence again, and Davis lucky to get away with the ball going off the defence. So the 36ers will have the offensive option from the side. We see a substitution. Lots of substitutions by both teams. Dwayne Nelson coming in for Mark Davis. Shields goes out for the Devils. Paul Simpson comes in. Jeff Akers has a spell.
36ers leading by 7 points now. Mike Mackay waiting for Ian Turner to hand him the ball. Turner gives it to Greg Love, and now the ball's back in play. Nelson sets the screen. Al Green decides to go right around the court. The pass to Bill Jones, and he just puts it in for 2 points. And the West End 36ers lead 43 to the Hobart Devils 34.
That's a better offensive movement. Give and go, throw the ball inside to the player that's free. As Stanwicks, the man inside there, as Denard goes all the way, but travel was called and no score. And the coach of the Hobart Devils, David Adkins, is up on his feet asking the question of referee Ian Turner as Al Green brings the ball into offence for the 36ers.
Well, Lynn, a few questions have been asked of the referees tonight as Al Green goes straight down to the baseline, passes out to Bill Jones. The shot unsuccessful. Jones, the rebound goes through his legs, and it's Stanwicks that comes out with the ball. This is Brennan Stanwicks, gives it to Mann. Mann goes for the three-pointer but misses. Pierce the rebound. Palms out to Mike Mackay. Al Green waiting for the ball at the baseline. Lovely pass into Bill Jones, but good pressure there from Pelican. Ken Cole up on his feet. He's not overly pleased with what's going on down there.
And this Hobart team is just scrapping, chasing everything. As Green goes up for the shot. And it's 3 points to Al Green to take the 36ers to 46, leading the Hobart Devils 34.
Now it's Stanwicks with the ball once again. One of the two Stanwicks brothers gives it to Mann, who's played an extremely good game for Hobart so far. Jerry Dennard hasn't been their worst player either, but not a good shot on this occasion. Brendan Stanwicks loses control of the ball there, and the West End 36ers will take possession. Al Green now starting to come into his true form, the form that we're used to. Pierce balks, feints, puts up the shot. Unsuccessful, and again it's Stanwicks and Mann combining well. Mann the long shot, and a foul call this time on Pelican. Dan Von Holst Pelican, that's his first foul for the game.
Pelican, as with the rest of the Hobart team, just chasing everything on the offensive boards. If the referees don't call it, you just keep doing it, and I think what they're lacking in the finer points in the skills department, they're certainly making up with aggression and dedication and determination, and full marks to this Hobart team for that.
You're exactly right there, Lynn. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half, and the Hobart Devils have bustled and hustled their way into this game. They're trailing now by 12 points, but another rebound there to Jeff Akers. Didn't have much of a rest. He gives it back to Stanwicks. Stanwicks and Mann again. We see combining at the top of the key, looking to set it up. Simpson calling for it, but they go past him. Mann again. Good defence now by the West End 36ers. Akers looking for someone, anyone, running out of time. The shot's going to have to come. Stanwicks decides to go for it. Not a good shot. Nelson had the rebound but lost it, and Hobart looked to set up again.
Man goes all the way, hands off as the defence came across. Bad pass. That's better defence by the 36ers, and they'll come away in the ball as a result.
You certainly can't be too critical on the way the 36ers are playing, because as we said, Hobart are a much improved team, and the 36ers are leading by 12 points.
The 36ers not taking a good shot, not making a good percentage with their shooting, and I guess a lot of that has to do with the defence of the Hobart team and the shot selection, the poor shot selection by the 36ers.
Well, Bill Jones has picked his third foul up there, probably a little unlucky. If you can see some contact there, because the basket was made, but Bill Jones may find himself off the court in the second half fairly early. He now has 3 fouls.
And in fact, Bill Jones is subbed out of the game by Coach Ken Cole and is replaced by Mark Davis. That was bad defence by Bill Jones, though, because he'd completely lost vision of his defensive player, who was able to camp in underneath for some time without any defence on him at all.
It's Paul Simpson makes the bonus basket. Now it's Al Green. Out to Mackay and a travel, and that's a pretty obvious one. Mike knew he did that as soon as the foot moved. And so once again it's Hobart with possession, trailing by 9 points. Hobart Devils. Peter Mann hasn't had much of a break. A pass that could have been an excellent pass, but Stanwick's just not reading the play there. And another bad pass from the 36ers as Al Green loses control. So the mistakes really haven't been minimised at all in this half. We thought the play would get better as the game went on. There's still plenty of them, Lynn.
Very scrambly game. In fact, it's one of the worst games that I've seen. The number of errors is unbelievable for a game at this level of basketball, this standard of basketball. And there's another bad pass. So the reason I can't really say, except that this Hobart team is just scrapping, and perhaps the 36ers are taking it a bit easy, as Al Green makes yet another bad pass. And in reply, the Hobart team also make another bad pass.
I mean, that's 5.
Sixers. The 36ers know only one way to play the game, and that's to play their hearts out. Every game's one step closer to the national finals. And this year, look out, because here come the 36ers. The West End 36ers. Come and see him in action at Apollo Stadium. You are now
into the second half of this game between the 36ers and the Hobart Devils. And once again, it's Jeff Akers immediately into offense. Davis with the rebound. Here's a 2-on-1. Another turnover. Darryl Pearce could have gone all the way, or perhaps thrown the bounce pass. There has been so many errors in this game. In the first half, we've seen turnovers, 6 by the 36ers and 12 by the Hobart team. As Mike Mackay puts in a nice two-pointer from outside, it takes the 36ers to 49, leading the Hobart Devils 37. And both teams shooting very poor percentage. Hobart shooting 44% from the floor, and the Adelaide 36ers shooting 40%, which would be the lowest that they've ever hit from the floor for some time. As Jeff Akers takes the shot, Simpson with an offensive rebound, almost to tip in. Akers, another good job underneath. Blocked shot there by Dwayne Nelson, and they fall on the ball as Stanwicks throws the ball back out to the top.
You'll see Dwayne Nelson there, a great block shot, but Hobart still has possession.
So this Hobart team is really competing underneath the basket. In fact, they're scrapping all over the floor. And as I said, what they lack earlier in talent, they're certainly making up for with aggression.
Yes, their endeavour tonight has been outstanding, Len, and to see them only 12 points down at this stage without Carfino, having played a tough game last night, as the first point is scored by Jeff Akers. So now it's only 11 points down, Hobart. West End 36ers 49, Hobart 38. Akers with the second big rebound there by Mark Davis, out to Mackay. And I have a feeling this half we might see some fireworks from the 36ers, Lynn.
Yes, Coach Ken Cole would not have been happy with the number of errors that his team performed in the first half. As Al Green goes up with a shot, Dwayne Nelson nearly pulls down a very strong rebound. Referee Ian Turner has said there's a foot violation. 36ers will gain possession of the ball. Green, screen set there by Nelson. Green looks to go all the way, throws it out to the three-point man, Darryl Pearce. Strong offensive rebound by Davis. Davis gets underneath and makes that 2 points to take the 36ers to 51.
And Davis now 11 points for the ball game. Good block again by Dwayne Nelson, and he's really coming into his own now. Didn't get much court time last week, but he's getting a fair bit. Another bad pass there from Green to Pearce. We saw Stanwicks just get his fingers to the ball and it went out of court.
Dwayne Nelson at 6'7", very valuable asset to the 36ers.
Yes, certainly doesn't encounter on their American players because he is now a naturalised Australian. As Pearce gives the ball out to Green, back to Pearce, back to Green. Davis calling for it, Green looking, Nelson calls for it, doesn't get the hands cleanly, but Mike Mackay backs up well and puts it in the basket. And as I said, we may see some fireworks. The 36ers now 53, leading Hobart 38, and we're just over 2 minutes into the third quarter.
And it's Stanwicks to Mann. And the Hobart team look to set up their offense as Denard holds the ball high, looking to throw it in underneath, and Stanwicks goes with a hookie, nearly tipped in, but Jeff Akers again, and he's like pepper and salt in everything here tonight. Pushing foul has been called as Mark Davis pulls down the defensive rebound, and that foul was called on Warren Stanwicks as 36ers run into the offensive movement.
Davis now out to Pearce. Pearce goes for the shot. Hasn't really been on tonight, but Nelson picks up the rebound and then loses it. And once again, Akers playing an outstanding game for Hobart, Lynn.
He's certainly picking up a lot of loose balls in defence, and offensively he's very much a threat for the Hobart team, having shot 12 valuable points for his team in the first half. The ball comes off of hands, is short. Davis with the long pass. It's a 2-on-1 if they want it, as Green goes all the way.
And that's what we're used to with Al Green. If he gets a sniff of that basket, all he has to do is put it in, and we saw that last year, and there's certainly nothing individual about it. It's just that he has the ability to score those baskets fairly easily, and he needs the confidence, and he needs to do that more often.
36 is certainly looking more aggressive on defence after the halftime break, as Green fights through the screen as Mann puts up the shot, and Davis is really starting to dominate the defensive boards. And if we see them start getting onto the defensive boards, we'll start seeing a lot of fast breaks. Green spins and misses.
No one there for the rebound for the West End 36ers as the ball comes out. Akers palms it off, and a foul called by Ian Turner on Dwayne Nelson.
Now, Nelson did everything right on defence here. There he is, he's got position and puts the hands down so that there won't be a slap called. The referee has said that he pushed. Well, certainly Tiki Touchwood.
Well, the referees tonight have seen a few things we can't see from up here. Perhaps we're too far away. But once again, the crowd yells justice as Paul Simpson misses with the first. Makes it with the second, and Hobart get a point closer. West End 36ers leading 55-39. Green gives it back to Mackay. Decides to go it all the way and makes the shot. Lovely shot there from Mike Mackay, and he's now running into some of the form we saw him have last year. The West End 36ers now leading by 18.
I think the Hobart team could be getting a little bit tired. The defence not up, putting as much pressure on as it was, as they throw the ball around Jeff Akers for the jump shot, and it's short. Rebound again by Davis, and they run into that fast break. The nice pass underneath to Mike Mackay, and you can see that now. Green picked that up from the centre line as Mike Mackay made great position underneath the basket to receive the pass from Green.
I think the Hobart Devils are entitled to get a little tired tonight, Lynn. They had a tough game in Perth. They haven't got a lot of bench strength, no Carfino out there, and hopefully for this Adelaide crowd they'll start to see some fireworks from the West End 36ers as Akers goes up, and he's successful. And he really has played well tonight. He's scored 15 points so far for Jeff Akers.
Into offence, there's Davis. He'll spin and use the glass off the backboard. 2 points for Mark Davis. And that's where Mark Davis is so strong. The defence just can't hold him if they throw the ball inside. From Jeff Akers, and arranging the defence to try and cut off that free area that he's receiving in and around the foul line for that shot, and also encouraging his players to look to run the fast break. As Stanwicks hands off to Jeff Akers, good defence by Dwayne Nelson. Throws the ball back out to Stanwicks, and Stanwicks under a lot of pressure to make that shot as Mark Davis and Dwayne Nelson compete underneath and come away with the ball for the 36ers. Green on the move, finger roll, good offensive rebound there by Nelson, and these Hobart team competing underneath the basket. There's 3 of them in there competing against Nelson, and the 36ers come away with the ball.
You can already see the ascendancy the West End 36ers have got this quarter as Green drives all the way to the basket.
That's a nice screen by Mark Davis. It was Davis that set the screen to allow Green to go all the way to the brink.
Rebounds now. West End 36ers have taken 8 in this quarter to Hobart's 4, so they're starting to get on top. They lead by 22 points. This could be a big quarter for the 36ers. There's no real pressure put on there by Pelican, but the ball comes out again. Nelson takes the rebound out to Green. Green looking for the pass out to Mike Mackay, and the easiest of baskets. It was never going to miss, Lynn.
No, he wasn't. Made good position, had plenty of time to get set for the shot, and the 36ers defence putting a lot of pressure on the Hobart team, and the Devils are only shooting 11% from the floor this quarter. The third quarter has always been a very strong quarter for the 36ers. Another bad pass. Here's the fast break. It's 2-on-1 if Mike Mackay wants it. Daryl Pearce picks the ball up underneath, but good defence from Jeff Akers as he tips the ball out to Stanwicks, who goes all the way. A bad shot, but Stanwicks picks the ball up, tosses across to Jeff Akers, who makes the basket. But if the Hobart Devils start throwing up these bad shots, they don't make them, the 36ers will dominate the defensive boards and run into the fast break.
Jeff Akers now 17 points for the game and really has been Hobart's best player. As Mark Davis comes in, misses with the first, and the foul is called there, and the crowd love it.
And the crowd giving the cheer because Davis goes up, is fouled the first time, grabs the rebound, is fouled the second time, and it was only on the third attempt that the foul was called, and Davis not too happy with what's happening underneath the basket.
And substitutions made now by the West End 36ers coach, Ken Cole. Nelson off the court, Daryl Pearce off the court, Al Green off the court. Ray Wood comes into the game, Ray Wood number 9, David Spear back on the court, number 32, and Bill Jones, the captain of the West End 36ers, number 14. It's Mackay with the ball, out to Jones. Jones looking to get back under the basket. Davis at the top of the key. Mike Mackay decides to go it alone, misses, and the ball comes out to Stanwicks. Stanwicks looking to give it to Pelican. Pelican back out to Stanwicks, to his brother Warren Stanwicks. And Akers again, he's had the ball plenty of times tonight. Scored 17, gives the ball to Stanwicks, and Stanwicks a lovely shot.
David Spear with the ball for the 36ers. And it's inside to Davis. Davis will spin and go one-on-one. Foul's not called as Shields came through, very audible slap. Davis was strong enough to keep going all the way to the basket and make the shot underneath. As Jeff Akers takes the shot from outside, picks up his own rebound, blocked by Billy Jones. Offensive pass goes out to Mike Mackay, and an intentional foul has been called.
The crowd waiting to see who the foul was called on, but you can see there Mike Mackay just going to drive down the court, and Stanwicks just moving all the way, and the intentional foul, he just couldn't get out of the way. And unfortunately for Stanwicks, that's his third, and Mike Mackay will take the shots. Misses with the first. 36ers leading by 22.
Mike Mackay with the second of his shots, and because it was an intentional foul, the 36ers will regain possession of the ball at the halfway line. We see a substitution. Mike Mackay goes out and is replaced by Peter Aloy, and for the first time we see the 36ers with a bit more height on the floor as Peter Aloy comes out to the unaccustomed guard spot. Jones from the foul line with a jumper. It's no good. Good rebound by Shields. Passes it off to Stanwicks, who is now pressed by Spear. Stanwicks gets in front. That's good ball handling by the Tasmanian.
Stanwicks has been a good player for Hobart tonight, Lynn. He's had to do a lot of work because, as we've been saying all night, there's not a lot of bench strength there for Hobart. This time, once again, as Akers has done a lot of work, misses with that shot as Bill Jones pulls the rebound, gives it off to Ray Wood. Wood now, one of the veterans of South Australian basketball. Gives off to Davis. 36ers again looking to set it up. Spear sets the screen. Comes back to Wood. Wood looks again. 13 seconds left on the time clock. Down to 10. Wood looking for Davis. Davis under the basket. 1-2 jumps, and the foul is called on Shields.
And that just goes to show the aggression of the Hobart Devils. You'll see that Shields comes right away to help out his teammate. Davis was going underneath through the feint, and that gave Shields time to get across on defence. Good hustle by Shields, but he did foul Davis, and Davis will shoot from the foul line.
Mark Davis made good position to get under the basket there. Davis with the first, makes no mistake. And the West End 36ers now move to 69, leading Hobart 45. Mark Davis 15 points for the ball game, and you can make that 16. So it's Jeff Akers who will bring the ball in for Hobart as a substitution is called for the Hobart Devils, as Peter Mann comes back into the game. And Brennan Stanwicks leaves the court. Peter Mann, number 9, with the ball. Gives it to Warren Stanwicks. Hotly pressed by Ray Wood. Good defence now by the 36ers. They're starting to get on top now. Stanwicks comes back with the ball again, looking to drive. Shields, a good rebound. And a foul called again. And the fouls keep mounting up, Lynn.
Yes, that's the 4th foul on Bill Jones. Bad defence, Billy Jones. He just throws the arm out. This time, there it is. Throws the arm out. An obvious foul. And what's happening underneath the defensive boards for the 36ers is that the rebounders are actually trying to compete for rebounds instead of finding their defensive player, blocking them out and chasing the board uncontested.
Murray Shields misses with the first. You might be wondering why he's wearing a head guard. I suppose you could ask Tiny Pinder. Tiny Pinder injured his jaw in a game in Hobart a couple of weeks ago. And so Murray Shields wearing a rather strange-looking headgear. Oh, there's an obvious foul there, called on Peter Mann.
I think what really happened in Sydney was that Tiny Pinder injured his elbow.
Probably. Peter Mann, another foul called on him. David Spear will go to the foul line as Bill Jones leaves the court. And Dwayne Nelson comes back in. Spear getting plenty of court time these days, which I'm sure that's something he enjoys.
And it's also good to see young Peter Sexton onto the floor. He's a young lad from the North Adelaide Basketball Club, spent some time at the Institute of Sport in Canberra.
We haven't seen a lot of him, Lynn, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Apparently he has trained very well. This will be a big moment for young Peter.
There's the hustle from the 36ers, 2 timing, good defence by David Spear and Raymond Wood.
Just over 2 minutes to go in this quarter, and Ken Cole looking for the 36ers to hurry things along as Ray Wood makes a lovely basket. He was off in the first half, but he's starting to shoot a lot better now. Ray Wood has scored again for the 36ers. This time doing the defensive work behind Akers. Good work there from Pelican. The ball comes out to Wood. Wood looking 3-on-3 now, looking to Ally. Ally comes out with the ball and will set it up. Wood to Spear. Sexton gets his first touch for the 36ers. Nelson back to Ray Wood, dummies, balks, and the pass goes out to Peter Ally, who misses. Nelson gets his fingers to the ball but just manages to pop it out of court, and Hobart will have control with the West End 36ers leading 74-46.
And Mann, pressured by Spear, sets up the offensive movement. There was the pick, but Jeff Akers didn't throw the ball off as Ally gets a hand to the ball. Pelican looking for the centre player inside. Pelican throws up the shot and it dribbles in for 2 points to take the Hobart Devils to 48 points, trailing the West Adelaide 36ers 74.
Spear to Wood. Wood again goes for the basket and makes no mistake. So the West End 36ers really getting on top now, almost carrying the ball there by Stanwicks. Wood, plenty of pressure. One of the best hustlers in the game as Spear comes to help. But a foul that I didn't see there. Ray Wood doesn't believe it. Hands on hips. Ian Turner calls the chopping foul on Ray Wood. Ken Cole fairly nonplussed. He knows he's got this game in the bag. But at this stage what he should be looking for is percentage, because the 36ers with much better bench strength should really go on and record a commanding victory here.
As the guards starting to take dominance for the 36ers across the top. They're starting to 2-time the Hobart players as Akers, with a nice jump shot from the foul line, makes 2 points to take the Hobart Devils to 50 points, trailing the West End 36ers 76.
And that's 19 points to Jeff Akers tonight, and he really has had to do a lot of the big work, the big man work for Hobart. As Sexton has no trouble getting past Akers, but unfortunately just has the shot blocked. He'll learn it with every minute he gets on this court. Sexton will learn something as the shot again comes from Akers, this time unsuccessful. Pelican, a good rebound, but unfortunately travels on the way down as he attempted the second shot.
Good defense there from Dwayne Nelson, just intimidated Pelican, who all of a sudden saw that big hand about to block the shot. And the Hobart team only shooting 22% from the floor now. West End 36ers 54.
That's a much better percentage from the 36ers. Nelson still has control. And that's the three-quarter time mark here now at the Apollo Stadium. With 12 minutes to go in this ball game, the West End 36ers leading by 26 points, 76-50.
And into the final quarter of this game between the West End 36ers and the Hobart Devils. Nobody wants the ball. And out comes the Devils, moving into offence. And that was a big third quarter for the 36ers, outscoring the Hobart team 30-13. And another block shot. Peter Sexton almost with a steal. Jeff Akers throws the ball to Pelican, up for the shot, no good. Underneath there is Murray Shields. Nice offensive rebound. Takes the Devils to 52.
Dwayne Nelson not happy there. He had control of the ball. Lovely pass from Ally to Wood. Didn't have the balance there to go up on the first occasion and misses with the second. As Peter Mann comes out with the ball now for Hobart. 36ers will be really looking to consolidate here. They outscored Hobart in that third quarter, 30-13. Mann the shot. Not a good shot. Sexton palms the ball out to Ray Wood. Almost loses possession. And Wood would bring it down now for the West End 36ers. Not a good pass though. Ally put the arm up. He half called. Wood went through with the motion and Hobart will take control. Full court press now by the West End 36ers.
Coach Ken Cole is going crazy with the number of errors that the Sixers are making. Sexton guarding Pelican. Hand off there to Stanwicks. Comes around to Mann but doesn't receive the ball. Jeff Akers almost with a travel. He drives all the way to the basket. Underneath is Shields, but they can't pick it up. Akers comes away with it. Shields and Raymond Wood, the smallest player on the floor, comes away with the ball. He'll look to drive all the way up for the nice jump shot. And Raymond Wood makes a fine 2 points.
Good play there by Ray Wood.
78.
They're 2-on-2 there and it really wasn't any problem. Ray Wood just stopped and put up the easy shot. As a lovely pass there from Stanwicks to Pelican. Pelican misses, but Shields puts up the rebound and once again it's Ray Wood and once again it's 2-on-2. Pass out to Sexton. Will this be his first 2 points for the West End 36ers? And that would be one of the highlights of his life, I'm sure. Mark Sexton scores his first 2 points for the West End. I beg your pardon, Peter Sexton, I'm even excited. Scores his first 2 points for the West End 36ers.
So it's all the way to Mann. There was a big opening. Missed the easy basket. And Shields came through and tipped it in. Bad defence by the 36ers, not going to the defensive boards. Although Jones has pulled down 12 big rebounds for the 36ers and Mark Davis has 5 for the game. Inside to Ally. Nice little handoff to Dwayne Nelson. Throws the feint. Rebounded by Ally. And underneath that basket, Shields is doing a bit of intimidating. And the offensive players aren't going up hard and strong to the basket. They're throwing the feints, looking over the shoulder, instead of just going straight up hard.
Well, you have to give Hobart credit. They've battled all the way throughout this game and they've only had 3 players on the bench to choose from to make their substitutions and they've stuck it in. They're losing by some 26 points, but they're still battling all the way and you have to give a side credit for that, as it's Stanwicks again looking for Akers and he has battled all night. Back to Stanwicks. This is Warren Stanwicks. Back to Akers. Akers looking for position. Misses with the shot. None of the 36ers keen on that rebound. They just let the loose ball go. As this time it's Brennan Stanwicks who comes up with the jump shot. Peter Ally has the ball stolen from him. And Jerry Denard just puts it in the basket. So the Hobart Devils get 2 points closer.
Into offence. David Spear. Peter Sexton cuts underneath. The shot's there, but the charge is called. Didn't quite keep the head up to see where the defence was.
You'll see Sexton there passes off to Wood and Wood gives it back to him in the 1-1, but Sexton doesn't even have a look where he's going and just cannons straight into the Hobart player and wears the foul. But he'll learn from that. He'll learn every time he's on the court.
It's good effort, Peter Sexton. And we see substituting the guards, Darryl Pearce and Al Green come on, and they'll be looking for a bit of speed and outside shooting as the Hobart Devils through Jeff Akers out to Shields. No shot. Peter Raylo with a steal. The fast breaks on with Green, but another bad pass, and that's well picked up by Brendan Stanwicks. He hands off. Akers had the shot from the foul line if he wanted it, took the dribble down the line and banked the shot off the glass for 2 points.
Well, Peter Ally wouldn't be at all happy with that because it was his bad pass that led to that score by Hobart. And he'll certainly go even harder now as a pass from Pearce back to Ally. And that's the one he wanted. He decided to put it in himself, and the 36ers now 82, leading Hobart 58 with 8 minutes of play remaining.
And up goes the shot. Beautiful rebound by Dwayne Nelson as Al Green runs the ball quickly down the floor. Peter Sexton had the jump shot if he wanted it, but so does Peter Ally, who makes no mistake when there's nobody guarding him.
Well, there's no doubt about Peter Ally. He's been around for a long, long time, but he's still getting better, if he in fact can get better, because he's been an Olympian and he's been a great player for South Australia, and he's scored 2 successive baskets, and he'd be delighted with that. It's a lovely pass there from Stanwicks. Dennard missed the first, but Shields took the rebound and put it in. Hobart are still battling away. They're trailing by 24 points, but they're still giving it everything they've got. Again, it's Sexton to set it up to Nelson. Nelson decides to have a shot, and he makes it. And the crowd applauding Dwayne Nelson. It has been a good effort by him. He's got some good rebounds, and now he's made a basket as well.
STEM 36ers. The 36ers know only one way to play the game, and that's to play their hearts out. Every game's one step closer to the national finals, and this year, look out, because here come the 36ers. The West End 36ers. Come and see him in action at Apollo Stadium.
Has not been good this quarter, only shooting 22% from the floor, but Adelaide have really picked up to be shoot 71% from the floor in that third quarter, and that's probably because of a lot of fast breaks. They're starting to do a bit of a job on the defensive boards as Shields banks one off the glass with a nice hook shot.
Good work there by Murray Shields. Possibly not a percentage shot. He just slammed the ball into the backboard as Akers takes the long pass, and he won't make any mistake. And Jeff Akers now goes to 23 points for the game, and he is without a doubt Hobart's best player tonight. And Lynn, it's like being at 2 separate games tonight. The first half fairly average by the 36ers. The second half outstanding as Al Green right up and under the basket, and he makes no mistake. The West End 36ers 88, leading Hobart 64.
Jeff Akers throws the ball off to Simpson. Dennard, he'll go all the way. Blocked by Peter Rayli. Good defence, Peter Rayli. He was wiped out on the screen as...
Yeah, Peter Rayli was fairly lucky to get away with that because he came in behind Dennard and then just got the hand to the side of the ball and pushed it out of court, so he'd be happy he didn't get picked up for a foul there.
Good hands, Peter Rayli, right on the ball as the ball's passed underneath the basket. And this quarter certainly belongs to Murray Shields offensively for the Hobart Devils.
I think he would have lost some confidence when he had that jaw injury as Mackay misses, but Shields has really come into his own now late in this game. He's gone from 1 point in the first half to now 11 in the second half as Ally comes out with the rebound. Green to Davis. What will he do? Up, bang, pulls the foul, makes 2 points, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Davis looking to duck, slows down, nearly a travel, has a look, banks the ball off the backboard and makes the 2 points after the foul. Just held onto the ball a little bit after the contact was made. So he knew he'd make the shot and go to the foul line for the bonus. And Peter Rayli is substituted out of the game, replaced by Bill Jones. And I think Coach Ken Cole will be very happy with the contribution from Peter Rayli.
Certainly would, Lynn. Davis 18 points for the game, going for 19. And he misses. As the rebound comes out to Hobart, and Akers, he's had to do it both ends and bring the ball down as well. He really has played an outstanding game for Hobart. Jeff Akers, the American, 6'8". Now the ball comes out, Paul Simpson. Ball to Dennard. Dennard puts the shot up. Jones the rebound. Pearce looking to pass off to Green. Not a good pass. And in fact runs straight into Brennan Stanwicks. But Hobart only just gained possession. No foul called. Once again it's Akers. A little surprising, I suppose, Lynn, to see someone who's 6'8" bringing the ball down.
He has got good ball control, but he's an outside shooter as well. Very creative there. He's making the opportunity there for Simpson. So Simpson travels. And the 36ers run into the offensive pattern yet again. The Tasmanian defence has been good as Mike Mackay goes underneath the basket. Another bad pass. And Bill Jones says, yes, I should have bounced past that one. Sorry, fellas.
Yes, Bill Jones knew immediately that he'd made the mistake. The hands came up and the ball went straight into him. Green now looking to drive. Dummies, but the ball comes straight out to Daryl Pearce, who lines up the shot. Was never going to miss and just nonchalantly pops it through the net for a three-pointer. And Daryl Pearce now has 15 points for the game. As at the other end, Davis now with a rebound to Green. 3-on-2. Can the 36ers make it? Green goes all the way and no mistake. And the 36ers now racing towards the 100 mark. Al Green, 14 points for the game. The West End 36ers, 95, lead the Hobart Devils, 66.
And defence has picked up. They're extending the defence right up the floor, looking for fast break. Going to take some chances, try and steal the ball. There's the shot almost tipped in there as the Tasmanian boys really get up on the boards. Green will pass off to Mike Mackay, who throws up the shot with the left hand, and it's taken away there by Paul Simpson. Across to Jeff Akers with a behind the back dribble. That's 6'8" as he slips over. Almost picked up there by Daryl Pearce. And Stanwyck says, let's just settle down a little bit, boys. Runs the ball down into the low post. Up goes the shot with the 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Rebounded Billy Jones, 2-on-1. Had to be the defensive foul. And Mark Davis.
The smile comes to Brendan Stanwyck. So you can see the ball comes out to Davis. He just lifts the eyes, and Stanwyck is still moving. And he just, unfortunately, Stanwyck is only 6'2". Mark Davis, he's well over 6'2", and he just ran straight through. He's in fact 6'7". Stanwyck's played a good game for Hobart tonight, though. He's done a lot of work. And now the 36ers, 5 fouls on Stanwyck's as he leaves the court. He has played a good game. He's had to do a lot of work. Only scored 4 points, but geez, had the ball a lot of the time. As the 36ers now take control. Mackay to Green. Green gives it off to Daryl Pearce. 36ers leading now, 95-66. Pearce makes the shot, got flattened.
And Jerry Dennard flattened him right alongside of referee Greg Love, and no foul was called. It was a good effort to make that basket with the player coming at him that way.
Well, the referees have called some strange ones. And they haven't called some even stranger ones. There's 2 points there to Pelican as Hobart go to 68, trailing by 30 points. Green to Jones. With a foot violation there off the boot of Murray Shields, I should say. The 36ers with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to play, leading by 30. Pearce gives the ball back to Green. Green stops for the shot. And the confidence is starting to come in. They're starting to pop them in all over the court.
That's right. The defence is slackening off. The boys are getting more, the 36ers boys are getting more confident as they throw the ball around. And because they're free, they're able to take that little bit of extra time to get balanced. Here's a fast break. Here's the dunk from Mike Mackay. 2 hands. 102 to 68.
And this is the first time I've seen a 3-on-none as Green just gives Mackay the ball and bang, thank you very much, 2 points to the 36ers.
And there's a lot of confidence now by the 36ers. There's the bad shot under a lot of pressure there from Mark Davis. Here's another dunk from Mark Davis. No, rolls it off the glass. But full marks to the Hobart Devils. You see how Jerry Dennard chased all the way down the floor in case the shot was missed to try and grab that defensive rebound.
Good thinking there by Davis. He's had an ankle injury. There wasn't going to be anything unnecessary. He just wanted to score the 2 points, and it makes it 20 for the game there. There's a good follow-up there from Paul Simpson.
That was a nice spin, Simpson. Came in underneath the basket, backed up against the defensive player, spun nicely, and made a hard shot look relatively easy. And the referees are just saying that there was something on the floor that needed to be cleaned up, and the Tasmanian coach takes the opportunity to make a substitution.
Under 2 minutes of play left now. 34 points to margin with the 36ers leading as Al Green misses it. Bill Jones, what a lovely follow-up rebound. Was still in the air when the ball came into his hand, and he just helped it on its way. The ball now with Stanwicks. Gives it to Pelican. Pelican to Akers, who's done a hell of a lot of work tonight. Looking for the shot. Goes for the shot and makes the shot. So Hobart now still battling away. They're 72. Akers now 25 points for the game, and that's an outstanding effort from him. Green to Pearce. Pearce looking for the pass to Davis. There was a slap there by the look of things. Yes, Greg Love calls the foul on Paul Simpson. Simpson now 2 fouls for the game. Brennan Stanwicks has already been fouled out of the game for Hobart. Bill Jones has 4 fouls.
And with 72 seconds remaining in this game, Coach Ken Cole substitutes Mark Davis to give the crowd the opportunity to show their appreciation, as a nice move there by Green wasn't successful. And the Devils run quickly in the offense, and 3-on-2 if they want it, as Jeff Akers shoots from the foul line, almost tipped in. Billy Jones with the rebound. Our Green goes all the way and loses possession of the ball as Jeff Akers chased the ball in defence and tapped the ball away. So Jeff Akers certainly doing it at both ends of the court for the Hobart Devils.
He has played a very good game, Akers, as Mike Mackay goes for the 3-pointer but misses. Rebound comes out to Pelican. He gives it back to Stanwicks. And Hobart in offence once again. Pelican again. Decides to go it alone. Just misses, but the rebound comes to Simpson. He has the shot blocked.
Runs out of court. Darryl Pearce quickly looks for the fast break. And good defence there by Jerry Dennard, standing up to ensure that the long pass wasn't made. Bill Jones brings the ball down the floor, and Darryl Pearce has got plenty of time to take the shot. And Dennard runs into Pearce for the second time, and again there's no foul called. But Ian Turner says, well, you can't do that, Darryl. You looked at that guy, we'll call a foul on you at this end, but they can run through you at the other end, and we're not going to call anything.
Well, I'm not going to go overboard, but that's twice that Darryl Pearce has been knocked down right in front of Greg Love, and I don't know, maybe his pee's gone out of his whistle because he wouldn't blow it. And in any other game, it would have been an intentional foul.
3-on-1. Nice pass, Darryl Pearce. Throws the ball across the Mike Mackay, filling the other lane.
Hobart looking to come quickly back into attack, but the pass goes way offline and straight out of court, and it'll be a 36ers ball deep in offence. As Green looking. And there's the ball game. The West End 36ers 108 has defeated the Hobart Devils 72.
Unbeaten after 2 rounds. They were relatively slow in getting off the mark, but got better as the game went on. Al Green and Mark Davis are really starting to show their true form, and they'll have to produce that again this week for the big match against Illawarra. Bill Jones is doing an outstanding job as captain of the side, and things are really starting to fall in place. We now cross to Andrew Kay and Lynn Parnell, talking with coaches Ken Cole and David Adkins.
Well, Ken, a fairly slow start by the 36ers, but you can't do much more than win by 36 points.
No, I thought we played good defence for the whole game, Andrew. We just didn't convert as freely as we could have or perhaps should have earlier, but that might be taking away a little bit from Hobart. They stuck at their guns very well early. I thought they out-rebounded us early on, and they played a pretty solid game.
The confidence really started to come in the second half.
Well, we were on top defensively, and that gave us the chance to build on it, and we were getting good shots, and you feel when you're running like that, it's just a matter of time before you start stringing some together.
Illawarra next week?
Illawarra are one of the new boom teams of the league. It'll be a very physical game, good coach team and a lot of good talent, so it'll be a high-quality game, a big one to win.
Dave Adkins, it must be very disappointing not to have the services of your number one guard in Steve Carfino tonight.
Yeah, we miss Steve a great deal. He's our heart and soul. He handles the basketball about 95% of the time, and he's just a real extraordinary player in person. We hope to get him back very soon. I'm real concerned, though.
Your guys hustled all over the floor, really chased everything, but there was a lot of errors out there on tonight. What do you think? How do you account for the number of errors?
That's the way we play it. We're in a situation, the team has not won in the past. I think historically the worst one-loss record in the NBL history. we're trying to put it together slowly with limited resources. We're trying to survive and improve, and sometimes we have to look at progress within a 30-point loss, and there were some good things that happened to us tonight and some bad things. But with Carfino, we can play with most teams, and he wasn't there tonight.
Thanks, Lynn. Let's now take a look at results from around Australia over the weekend. Brisbane 93 defeated Newcastle 88. Sydney 94 defeated St Kilda 82. Perth 103 beat Hobart 89. Canberra 117 had a good win over Nunawading 94. Geelong 123 defeated Coburg 105. Brisbane 93 defeated West Sydney 63. Illawarra 118 beat St Kilda 86. And Canberra 106 defeated Melbourne 89. The top 6 teams on the league table are Brisbane in the number 1 posse, followed by Canberra, the Adelaide West End 36ers, 3rd, Geelong, Sydney, and in 6th spot is Perth. Well, that concludes our coverage of the National Basketball League for tonight, but join us again next week when the West End 36ers take on the very strong Illawarra Hawks. From everyone here at 10, it's now good night.
Next Monday night, the Adelaide 36ers take on the Illawarra Hawks. Stay on 10 now for the series Hotel starring James Brolin and Connie Salika. Tonight's NBL Australian Basketball was brought to you by West End Beers.